Hello everyone. In the previous video, we've talked about facial retargeting. Based on the retargeting data, we can use an iPhone to capture facial motion and apply it to our facial rig. In AnimCraft menu is the face capture editor. Here's our UI panel. Let me show you the tool's layout. The first button allows us to select a local directory. It will save the data from our capturing. When click this open button, it quickly opens the directory. The IP address is my local IP address, which it detects automatically. We need to make some settings on our phone. Here is the port number. If the port is already in use, it will appear green here. In this case, we need to modify the port. OK. Now that we've got the IP address and the port, we can click this button to start our face capture service. After starting it, we can connect through our phone. This shows that we're connected. We can see the diagnose information here. When it opens, you can see some information here. Data keeps coming in and changing. For example, when we open our mouth, you can see that the jaw open value increases. As we speak, these values change accordingly. Similarly, we can click on it to disconnect. After disconnecting, there will be a prompt on your phone. To reconnect, you'll need to start the service again and then connect to it. If you don't want to see these information, you can use this button to turn it off. This button disconnects the data transmission, but keeps the service running. After you click it again, you'll notice that the data no longer changes. However, the service is still running. Click it again to accept incoming transmission. Then, you can connect to your character. Please notice it works only with a retargeted character. You can click Connect Character here. It will start animating the character. This is Disconnect Character. If you have multiple characters, you can click and connect to other one. Here we can do face capture for all of these characters in this sample file. As long as retargeted by our retargeting tool, all facial rigs can all be captured with this tool. However, there are some special cases where the retargeting is not required. These cases involve two types of rigs done with AnimCraft: rigged by AnimCraft Advanced Facial Rigging and the regular facial rigging, and there's also one that comes with Advanced Skeleton with Apple marks. It can drive our facial rigs directly, and it doesn't require retargeting. For example, if we link this character, we can see these values keep changing in real time. Our AnimCraft character rigging are actually based on Apple specifications. So you can capture facial data without retargeting. But if you want to retarget these three conditions, Because you're not happy with the default results, you can do a retargeting before capturing. If there's retargeting data, it will prioritize the use of this data. If there isn't any, it will capture with default data. For example, our character, when we do retargeting, will look for this template. If we start to capture now, it's driven by our retargeting data. Then, now, let's look at this parameter. This is the offset for blinking. In most of cases, when we capture blinking, for example, on some character, it's not very accurate. For example, I've closed my eyes, but it detects them as half closed. You can adjust this value, for example, to 0.5. Then with your eyes half closed, it will consider them fully closed. You may not need to set this. It often works fine by itself or smaller value. Then continue. There are two buttons below. One is set idle pose, and the other is clear idle pose. I've cleared it. Why do we have this feature? Because everyone's personal facial structures are different. Before starting capturing, in idle pose, it could misdetect an expression like slightly open mouths or crooked mouths, these kinds of idle expression, so you can use this to make adjustments. When you use it, keep yourself in the idle expression, and then click it. It will correct our expression. Okay, after the correction, we can start recording. It will be more accurate. When the recording is finished, click it. It will save to the output directory we specified earlier. Now just drag it into the 3D window of the AnimCraft. A 3D preview will be generated. Just import it, and that concludes this video. Thanks for watching.